Hey everyone.
What's going
Hey.
on, everybody?
How's it going? It's been not as long as last time, but it's
No,
been a little while.
yeah, about 3 weeks or so, something like that.
Yeah, it's actually been 3 weeks exactly from when I think this video gets posted to be 3 weeks.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there was quite a bit going on in mainly your life. I mean, my life
Mm,
wasn't then there wasn't a lot going on, but
Yeah,
uh
you're just lazy as shit.
hey, what can I say? Uh
Actually, to be fair, we were gonna get one out earlier, but you're like, yeah, nah, not doing it.
Hey, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, we're
Yeah,
here now. We're recording now, so that's what
right.
matters. And it should be at this point either weekly or bi-weekly. I think we were planning bi-weekly when we first started.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, we were planning on doing either or. It's just
but since you moved, we haven't. I mean, we could have done it, but it's kind of more of a dilemma at that point. And plus, you didn't have internet. Just kind of
right.
at.
Right, I didn't have internet for like a week. Dude, it sucks. Do you realize how much data that was probably sucking up? Like, granted, I wasn't on my phone all that much. Like, I just, I don't want to think about it. Um,
Porn.
yeah. Uh, no, but like, life happens, and because I moved and been dealing with a lot of stuff, we just had schedules that just
Yeah.
conflicted. Um,
Which from the sounds of it right now, I think we're on a pretty good because what you've got all Sundays off, don't you?
Generally I do, but lately my work schedule's having me work weekends. So, but
I was gonna say you at least have one weekend off, like weekend day off that we could like sit down for 2 hours at the most, maybe even three to knock this
like go
out.
over things, yeah.
Yeah, and during the week we can get in contacts more if I'm not working 16-hour days again.
Right.
Fuck, I'm done. I don't want to do that anymore. Uh, But yeah, so anyways, we're back again, and this time we're gonna stay on a schedule. We will record the videos over the weekend and then release them hopefully Tuesday if everything goes
Mhm.
great. If not, of course, down in the the description will be like the Twitters and stuff, and we try to keep you up to date at that point on
Right.
when we're gonna release a video if something's going up. We'll attempt to keep you updated there. I usually post on my personal Twitter, surprise coming up in like fucking 4 hours while the video renders. And like only like one person views it and they're like, I can't read. It's like, oh, okay.
I
Woo!
don't know words. No,
So anyways, things to discuss today. You wanted
yes.
to discuss a theory?
Okay, I have a couple.
Oh, wait, when you say theory, you're not talking like B.O.B. thinks the world's flat kind of theory, right?
No, Jesus Christ. No, 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 no. Yeah. First of all, want to say that hopefully soon. I don't know about you, but uh, we're gonna try to get it set up to where we can do a stream on Twitch.
Oh,
I
yep.
got my channel, he's got his, and then we're going to hopefully, like, the plan is I want to get a Halo stream going, and we're going to try to do a 24-hour stream. Uh, Corey's probably not going to be
They're very much not the full 24, probably like
right,
an hour and a half. No, no, much longer than that, but
right.
nowhere near
But
the 24 hours.
basically, the plan is to go through the Master Chief Collection, possibly ODST,
Ugh,
depending on how the time goes.
definitely
But
leave me out of that one.
it's gonna be complete playthroughs of one, two, three, four, and five. I
Yeah.
figured that'd be kind of a cool thing to do.
Oh,
And then later on, hopefully before Uncharted 4 comes out, I want to do a stream of the Uncharted games as well.
you're leaving out the best Halo game ever in that series, Halo Wars. Like,
Hey, Halo Wars is not a bad
it's
game.
actually
I don't.
really it's pretty good, except for there was one thing on it. If you played as Arbiter, you won. Like there was no stopping him.
I don't know, man. Like I
I
was
want to get that
pretty
game
good.
now. Like I want to just
I
like
was pretty good as the UNSC.
Yeah, the UNSC was pretty damn good. I really want to go buy that game now and just like sit there and play it for a few hours.
Unfortunately, it's not backwards compatible, which
Not yet,
sucks.
not yet. We'll get in contact with Bungie or something. That'd be fucking
No,
awesome.
actually, I wouldn't be surprised if when Halo Wars 2 comes out,
Ooh, is it come?
that yeah, you didn't know there was a
No,
trailer?
no, I'll have to watch that
What's
now.
what's wrong with you? It's only a teaser, but
Everything's a teaser nowadays.
I wouldn't be surprised if they added if they added a digital download for Halo Wars 1.
Yeah, if once they get Halo, yeah.
Right. But getting back on the
Yeah,
topic,
the theory.
couple theories that I thought of today. One of them is kind of already went around the internet. It wasn't
Special.
nothing new.
Oh, okay.
But there was also another theory I had, which I actually came up with today, which I was pretty excited about. I figured we really don't have much else to really talk about. We didn't really plan a whole lot, so
Hey, we
it's
don't need
probably
a
gonna be
plan.
a short.
We'll just wing it. Just
Yeah.
go strictly off winging.
It's probably gonna be a shorter podcast than usual. Just we don't know what's going on. But anyway, first theory, and this is pretty. I like this theory.
Yeah.
But I was reading online and going around because I'm super pumped about Captain America: Civil War. It was, and there was actually a supercut just released where it used all the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Like it was edited, music, everything. It was perfect. They used audio, voiced over, stuff like that, basically to sum up the different views between Cap and Tony.
Yeah.
And basically the different sides and whatnot, and it was just a really really well done supercut, which was pretty cool. But anyway, super pumped about Civil War, and we all know Spider-Man's gonna be in it. Like that's been official for the longest time. I could not be more excited that that's finally gonna happen.
Yeah. He's been waiting for his debut for a long time.
I'm just glad they're not doing another origin story. Like, Jesus Christ. Uncle Ben can only get shot so many fucking times.
Spider-Man, the Uncle Ben story. The Uncle Ben Chronicles.
We don't need to know anymore.
Good thing, though, the movie only gets taken in one shot. Come on. Yeah. Anyways, go on with your theory.
Anyway, the theory is that Spider-Man already existed in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, meaning that
he was already on film.
Yeah, we actually saw Spider-Man. Now, take this with a grain of salt. It is a theory.
Throw out all the Spider-Mans as well. I mean, we understand we've seen Spider-Man in the Spider-Man movies. We're talking like no Spider-Man films and other films other than Spider-Man.
Right.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
So basically, I'm gonna start out with Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
We were literally just talking about this before the podcast started. But basically, the way it goes is Spider-Man showed up in Iron Man 2, and it was specifically during the scene where Whiplash's hammer drones started like going out and attacking everybody. And there was a kid in an Iron Man mask that just kind of stood up and was trying to be like all heroic.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm Iron Man. No.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Tony comes in, saves the day, and stops it before anything bad happens, because they're not gonna have robots murder kids. So
I mean, they probably should. That's realistic right there. Could you imagine everyone's face in the theater watching that kid get murdered?
You mean the same kind of face everyone made when Gwen Stacy died in Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Hey, not everyone has seen that movie. Ouch.
It's been out for years.
I know. I haven't seen is what I'm saying.
Oh, Dude, come on.
I need to get on a big Marvel kick because I think I'm missing out on all the Captain Americas. I haven't seen a single Captain America yet.
S-
Uh,
Speaking of which, I downloaded a couple timelines to my phone of like of how
how
the
to watch
movies
it?
are in order. Yeah, yeah,
We should do that sometime. Just like watch them,
yeah. That'd be amazing. I'd
bro
love
out or
that.
something.
But anyway, when the theory is that that kid is actually Spider-Man.
Uh,
That was Peter Parker.
Question: the
Yeah,
one kid in Iron Man 3 that helps Tony.
yeah.
Who is that kid? What's his name?
I I don't remember.
I'm gonna look it up. You keep going on with your theory.
Okay, so basically, as the theory goes, that was Peter Parker, and that was pretty much the start of Spider-Man, of how he wanted to be Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Now it's not official, so we can't speculate. But as the theory goes, whether it was Uncle Ben and Aunt May taking him to the Stark Expo, or whether it be his father and mother, is debatable. Not that it really matters. But basically the way it goes is the kids roughly, and I'm pushing it with either 6 years old or 9 years old, but it's within that age range.
yeah,
And with that age range, you have that puts them roughly about the time from the time that happened up to Civil War,
yeah,
that you get Spider-Man, because they confirmed he's going back to being younger, being still like a high schooler kind of person, kind of hero,
yeah.
like we've known him to be, which is great, and now given that age range, that and the time that it took between, it's completely reasonable to think that that is Spider-Man.
Yeah. Let's
Um,
see. There'd been like what 6, maybe 7 years in between. Kind of what the timeline gives. You
I
give
want to say 10. Like
10.
as yeah, I want to say 10.
That'd put
Like
him in.
that's
That would
pushing
put
it,
him at
but
like 18 or 19 though.
yeah, yeah,
But-
roughly,
Oh, so that's. I thought when they said like teenager, like 13 or 14. Sorry, I guess I'm.
yeah, that's kind of why I even went as low as like 6 years old, just to say like he's
Yeah.
16, just in case.
Yeah.
Um,
There's probably a timeline that explains. This is when Iron Man 1 happened. This is where Iron Man 2 happened, and this is where the
oh,
Avengers
there
happened.
is. Trust me, I have it on my phone. Um, but it was cool because it would explain why Peter took up Spider-Man, why he wanted to be Spider-Man, not because of just the fact he got powers and he was like, "Oh, hey, my uncle got shot. I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do good by others." No, like he idolized Tony Stark. That would explain why he had such an interest in science, why he's so smart, and just the way he is, like developing tech for the web shooters, depending on how they're gonna work that in.
Yeah, I really hope they go with the web shooters because that's comic original. Like he didn't get bit by the spider and had webs come out of his arms, or at least the original Peter Parker didn't.
Yeah, and that was a decent idea. I'll give it that. Like, why not?
It wasn't a bad idea. It was really cool at our age. Like hell yeah, I want to shoot webs out of my arm. Let's do it. But
Yeah,
I think personally I like the device better. It
yeah, yeah. I do too. Like as cool as it would have been, like kind of makes people think I held a lighter to my wrist. Not cool.
yeah, no, yeah, let's be honest, that would get really messy really quick. God, oh god, get mad at a video game, you just like tense up, you start spraying web everywhere. It's like, oh crap, and then you get more angry and more web, and
Yeah.
it would be
Well,
terrifying.
yeah, and it's just like the original Spider-Man movies. Like at one point he was like losing his abilities and his powers and stuff, and he couldn't use his web or anything.
I see that, and after Spider-Man 1, that very first one, when it went over to number 2, I lost interest, and then it came back, and then it was like, oh, it's good, and part of
Two
me wants them to stay on that one, but at the same time, it's like
two wasn't bad. Two wasn't bad, and that was probably one of the better
Wait.
villains in a movie because that was Doc Ock.
Okay, never mind. I'm thinking Spider-Man 3. I completely forgot
Yeah,
about Doc Ock.
everybody got hyped for Spider-Man 3, and like myself included. I was excited because like you got to see like Venom. Venom was a huge thing, and you got to see the Black Spider-Man, which was great.
Yeah.
And then you actually saw it, and he did that emo Saturday Night Fever strut, and it just ruined the whole movie.
I honestly think Tobey Maguire got a little too old for that part. I think
Yeah.
that's why. Because say you had somebody else in there, someone younger, it may have made more sense. But he was like, what, 32, 33 at that time? Like, come on.
What? No, I don't think he was that old.
I'm gonna find
Like,
out now. like,
yeah, no,
now,
he had to
anyways,
have been.
Ty Simpkin played Harley, the kid in Iron Man 3. That's what his name was. So yeah, it couldn't be Peter
Okay.
Parker. There was no Spider-Man named Harley, from what I remember. I'm pretty sure
Uh,
every Spider-Man has been named Peter Parker.
no.
Really?
Well, I don't know what the fuck are you on about. No, there's Miles Morales,
Okay.
and then there's Spider Gwen, and like a whole bunch of different iterations. But yeah, no.
I don't think I've ever seen
Uh,
one named Harley though. Nah, I don't think that would be the way.
that was just a filler kid to appeal to younger demographics.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. You never know. Maybe that's what
Yeah.
the kid in the Iron Man mask was for. Was to don't. It's a theory.
No.
God damn it! I'm gonna poke holes in it as best as I can. What if
That
Whiplash is
would.
Spider-Man? Fuck it.
Hey, actually, that would have been pretty cool. See Whiplash in there.
That
Now that I
would.
think about it, let's pitch that to Marvel.
Stan Lee's
Um,
sitting at his desk right now, going, "That is a great idea."
genius.
Well, I guess he's technically not right now, but when we release the video,
I mean,
we can't do it, Trevor. We can't. We just can't do it now.
I mean, it's not Fantastic Four.
Um, I haven't even seen that movie yet. That's how bad I've heard it was.
I picked it up for $10.
Okay,
And I
that's
was like,
not
hey,
bad
it's a
then.
superhero movie, so why not? And had they gone with that originally, I think it would have been a bit better received.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But
Speaking of
moving on from, oh, go ahead.
movie crossover kind of things where you have Spider-Man and Iron Man, what I want to see is High School Musical was actually in the same town that Breaking Bad was in. And this has been floating over the internet for like the past 6 or 7 months. I want to see that happen. like,
Really?
we're all making meth together. That would just be like the greatest thing in the world, would it not? Like Zac Efron, like on the basketball team, just goes and does meth in the bathroom with Jesse Pinkman.
That would be actually kind of cool.
You're
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Vanessa
yeah.
Vanessa Hudgens gets all pregnant and she turns out to be a crack whore, like living in a trailer park. Like
What
it makes sense.
At this point, we're mixing High School Musical, Breaking Bad, and Summer Break, or Summer Breakers, or whatever it was called, with her, Selena Gomez, and all them.
Oh, Spring
Oh
Breakers
my
or
God,
something
that
like
movie was so terrible. It was terrible.
You know what? I haven't seen it, but
Unless you want to see like 5 minutes of tits at the beginning, and there's really no reason to watch it.
well, I mean, it's funny too because I remember seeing something about how James Franco was like, uh, James Franco was like, yeah, I did it just to do it, but I don't think they should make another one. He was talking all this kind of shit on Spring Breakers too. Like, apparently that's a thing.
Oh God, they're gonna have like
I know.
fucking goddamn Hillary Duff in there, like some weird ass other
Hey,
Disney characters.
Hillary cleaned her shit up. Like,
Hey,
she's not doing too
I
bad.
ain't judging. I'm sitting at home right now in the middle of a small town. I can't judge. Oh, excuse
A
me.
drug town.
Shut up. I made it this way.
But moving on from the Spider-Man theory, the
yeah.
personal theory that I got, which I'm so excited for, is
He's like, oh my God, a real thought. Like, this is what this feels like.
uh,
I shall
thanks,
keep this.
asshole.
I shall. Do you want me to edit that part out, like the whole Spider-Man thing, so you can just keep it your own? You know, just. But anyways, moving
Oh,
on. Some great video games are actually looking to be released this year, and I'm quite excited for quite a few of them.
yeah, honestly, I think I convinced I think I convinced my family to get me Far Cry Primal for my birthday since that gets released.
I am
I was
really excited for that.
I
Uh,
wasn't at first. Like I had no interest in it because it just seemed like a step back
I'll
from
admit
Far
that the
Cry.
idea is, but if you, oh my god, I can't wait. You can like tame wolves and badgers and stuff. That's gonna be awesome. Like, look at me in my. I hope you can like tame more than like four, so I can have
I
like a
hope you
personal
can.
animal army just going ha 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 destroy.
I hope you can name them because if you can name them, I'm gonna get a honey badger. I'm gonna call it Kraken. That way I can be like, release the Kraken
I'm gonna get a
or
pig.
unleash the Kraken.
I'm gonna get a small pig, name him Trevor, and then shoot him in the back of the head.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Right here. Um,
But anyways, one thing I wanted to kind of, I guess, bring up to you outside of podcast, but I guess it would be a great idea to bring it up in podcast. Maybe doing like group streams or like just maybe recordings of us like playing it, because let's be honest, when we play like Rainbow Six or Rocket League or stuff like that, things get pretty hectic. Like they
yeah.
get pretty hectic pretty quick, and it'd be fun for people to laugh at our misery. So I think that's something that we'll
Or it'd be funny to laugh at me just like raging and just sitting there with just like this.
because I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, you mean like team killing right off the fucking bat?
let's not bring that up. Actually, no, I did not record that game clip, or else I would have like edited it in there into the actual podcast. We could just. You want to go reenact it, like?
No.
So, anyways,
Because that was a ranked match, asshole.
it was. So,
But
moving on.
moving on. Okay, getting back to this theory because I'm super excited about it. As we all know, Deadpool came out a week ago.
No spoilers on this one. No
No
spoilers.
I will not spoil anything. Maybe make a couple mentions but that don't necessarily spoil the movie.
Ugh, I haven't even seen it yet, so.
Okay. Okay. Well, anything from the trailers at least.
Okay, if
Like,
it's from the trailers, that's fine. No going, oh, this guy from the trailer, he's like the bad guy actually, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god. No, none of
No.
that. Like,
No. As you all know, if you haven't seen the movie but yet you've seen the trailer, it is going to be it's graphic.
oh my. Okay, I see. I
The
think I see where you want to
language-
go with this.
Well, no. I'm just throwing that in there.
Oh,
But,
okay.
it's graphic. There's a lot of language, but the thing I'm super excited for is the fact that it is very strongly tied to the X-Men, and they make so many references to it. Like because Deadpool's known to have affiliations with X-Men,
Especially
not necessarily being
Wolverine.
a part of them, but
I really want to see if like maybe now they'll start like making him a cameo in other movies, such as like the new Captain America coming out. Like they're all like fighting each other, and he's just like, I'm gonna stay out of this, or just like some small insert, and just
now,
like
speaking of which, real quick, getting off topic for a minute. Like I was thinking about that too, and I saw something online where it goes, how funny would it be to have Deadpool like in the background while like the Avengers are all talking with each other, like in Civil War or something, and they're all just kind of hanging out in like the Avenger Tower or whatever,
yeah.
and you just see Deadpool walk in the background, stick a chimichanga in the microwave, and just heat it up, and they're all talking. He's just kind of nodding along with it, and then they all look over and like, "What's he doing here?" He's like, "Oh, I gotta go," and jumps out the window. He's like, "Catch me, Spidey!" Splat.
Damn
What
it!
the shit, Parker?
Yeah, what the shit, Parker?
Like that would be hilarious. Like it's not gonna happen.
No,
but
but hey, you never know. The Marvel people might be like, you know what? This is a good idea.
yeah. But anyway, getting back on topic. Deadpool has strong ties with X-Men. And specifically with Wolverine.
Oh, of course. That's the way it
Getting
is.
getting into that though. Because it is that type of movie compared to the X-Men, and obviously for rights and contractual issues or whatever, they can't outright use certain properties. Like Like in the movie, he makes a reference towards Wolverine, but he can't actually say Wolverine.
Oh.
So it said, I can't remember the exact quote, but he's like something 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 rhymes with pulverine. And like the whole audience was laughing at it.
Why can't he though? If it's all Marvel, why couldn't he?
It's the same reason why how like in the Avengers,
Yeah.
how in the Avengers they called Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver enhanced instead of mutants, because mutants is part of the X-Men property, and that's done by Fox and not Marvel Studios.
They really
It's
need
still
it,
Marvel,
but
but
it's Fox Studios. They really need to get
it's so
that.
dumb.
It
Like
is.
that whole issue is so
That
stupid.
that would be like Disney giving out like Goofy or like Pluto specifically to like I don't know CBS, and then not being able to like reference it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
there's my dog Uranus, like a different planet. And then it's like, oh, there's Silly instead of Goofy. Like, fuck.
Silly.
I don't know. It's just that's how it feels like to me.
Yeah.
And it's just that seems dumb.
Yeah,
Plus,
I agree. It's a stupid situation.
we've seen with
But
all of most of Fox's shows how they handle Fox's
yeah,
shows. Prime example, Futurama. Yeah,
yeah. But getting back into it,
yet
uh,
again.
yeah, yet again, Deadpool has strong ties with the X-Men.
Yeah.
So, obviously in the X-Men movies, they did have Deadpool. They had him in X-Men Origins Wolverine. And it was done by Ryan Reynolds. Like Wade Wilson or Deadpool was done by Ryan Reynolds. But we're gonna skip over this part because it's just
I think
infuriating. They fucked Deadpool up. We'll just leave it at that.
even Ryan Reynolds is like I was quite upset by it how it was done.
Yeah, and Ryan Reynolds is practically the sole reason why the Deadpool movie now
Is amazing.
happened, because like he took a strong personal stake in wanting to make it right.
Yeah.
Um, but with that being said, they really haven't brought Deadpool back into it. Which is kind of strange. Even like a few of the mutants that they featured in like Origins, like Blob,
Yeah.
or or Deadpool. Let's see, who else did they not bring up? Gambit. Gambit was another big one. Like they hyped Gambit up so much, and he was in it for all of like what
5 minutes.
5 minutes total.
I think what he threw some cards out of a helicopter and that was about it.
No, he had a small fight in an alleyway and
Yeah.
then flew a plane,
Yeah, that was
which made no sense.
no sense at all. But
But
hey, if Gambit can fly an airplane, Gambit can fly an airplane for fuck's sake.
whatever. Um, no, but they haven't used Deadpool in any of the X-Men movies, which is odd. So my theory is with there was also references like, because Deadpool's notorious for breaking the fourth wall and everything, that he made a mention of the X-Men movies. Like Colossus says, "We're taking you back to talk to Professor Xavier." And he goes, "McAvoy or Stewart?" Because the timelines are so confusing. It was a really, really funny moment. And he, like, it got me to think. With the timelines the way they are, they had a very set timeline, and then up to the point of Days of Future Past, which we're not going to worry about spoilers, because if you haven't seen it by now, that's your own fault.
How long has that one not? How long has that one been out? Like 4 years?
Few years.
Yeah. So I mean,
I wouldn't say 4 years. But
I'm
yeah.
I'm gonna say if it's over 2 years out, you've had time to watch it. You've had time to go see it.
Right.
It's not a spoiler at that point. If it's like the first few months, try not. The way we're talking about it, the way you're talking about it is fine. No main plot points or anything. About 6 months later is when you can start talking about it. A year later is when you can really start talking about it. 2 years later, if anyone gets pissed off that it's a spoiler, they can go fuck themselves.
Right. Um.
Like, oh my god, I haven't spent my last 2 years trying to go watch that movie.
Well, okay. So.
Sorry.
um. No, no, no. It- but thinking about the timelines, I got to think that it was a very set timeline up until the point of Days of Future Past, where um it was ahead in the future. All the mutants were getting hunted down and killed and everything like that. And they sent Wolverine back in time, and essentially the movie ended up being a way to rewrite the timeline. So they have Cyclops back, they have Jean Grey back.
Awesome.
Um, like everything's good. You know, they had Road back too, which they released a Road cut. It kind of changes the movie. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend getting the Rogue cut instead of the regular Days of Future Past.
Really?
Um, with that being said, though,
Is it like the road cut? Does it look like it? Like, have you seen it?
yeah, I own both versions.
Okay, so does it like follow the same exact plot line just from her aspect, or what does it do?
No, no. Basically, what it does, it took out deleted scenes, and basically altered the movie to where it featured Rogue, because that was a thing that people knew Rogue was supposed to be in it. They didn't use Rogue, and they released the Rogue cut that actually had Anna Paquin in it, being Rogue and whatnot. The confusing thing about that is that from X-Men 3 to Days of Future Past, it was weird because she supposedly got cured of the mutant gene. Like,
Yeah.
she wasn't able to use her powers anymore. But anyway, anyway, with those timelines, because they changed the timeline in Days of Future Past,
Yeah.
it is completely reasonable to think that Deadpool, this version of Deadpool, is the one that exists now in the timeline because of that. Um, because they changed the timeline. They showed the Xavier Mansion in
Yeah.
Deadpool. They showed the X Jet, which was originally an SR-71 Blackbird.
Yeah.
They showed that in the Deadpool movie. So because of the timeline change, I would like to think that Deadpool now exists in that timeline because of everything they changed. Um, this isn't necessarily a spoiler. I'm a little hesitant on talking about it, but I'm gonna go for it. So
All right. If
just
it,
bear with me.
all right, if it's something that we need to cut out, we will. But
No, no. The main villain in Deadpool is named Ajax, and in the movie, Ajax is the one that basically turned Wade into Deadpool.
okay.
So when they changed that, they kind of took some liberties. So Deadpool was not part of the Weapon X program that Wolverine was a part of in this iteration of Deadpool. But originally, they were both part of the same program in the
Yeah.
comics and all that. My theory is, because of the timeline change and all that, it's still reasonable to think that Wolverine uh, was part of the Weapon X program. He still dealt with Stryker.
Yeah.
Um, but my theory is that when Wolverine escaped, to still kind of keep Deadpool in the Weapon X program, when Wolverine escaped, I kind of want to throw out the theory that Ajax was there helping Stryker make Wolverine. And then when he escaped, everything went to shit. Ajax pretty much took the Weapon X program, like, idea, like whatever he needed to make his own spin-off version of that program,
Yeah.
and turn it into his own and use that in the Deadpool. So it still is technically part of the Weapon X program. Like, Deadpool is still there.
Oh,
Like that's my theory. I like to think that that's how it worked out and how it can work out.
it
But
sounds actually pretty solid. So I
yeah,
mean,
my only I think my only worry is when they do the X-Men Apocalypse movie, if they do use Colossus in it,
yeah,
which I'm a little worried about because then it'll just throw my theory out the window. But if they do use Colossus in that, and it happens to be different from the Deadpool Colossus, uh, that's another thing. With the timeline change, that could also change Colossus too. So therefore, it would still work
yeah,
out.
yeah. So it could still work out essentially.
Right. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much my theories for the movies. Like I was just super excited to like get that out and talk about
I
it
mean,
and
shit.
just like
When did you call
give
me
my
about
idea.
those? That was today when you were just like, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, hey, we need to do a podcast because
Actually, I think the
we're
exact line was, "Hey, my phone's about to die." That's all I heard because my phone died. Then I had to call you back.
yeah, like an hour later.
Yeah, because I was like, I was helping my parents.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, well, anything you want to talk about, like game wise, movie
Uh,
wise, anything like that?
not. I guess not 100%. Uh, at this point, I do want to address the viewers. There's a few things that we would love to see from you guys. Of course, comments. Just basically, we want to involve you guys as much as we can in this because
Yes.
honestly, for me and Trevor, we just sit here and we talk all day. That's essentially where we came up with the idea for title pending. Was we were just talking over Xbox Live one day with a few friends, and we were like, dude, we should like totally make a podcast. I think we said it jokingly at first, but then we were all like, not a bad
Yeah.
idea. And then me and you kind of stuck together because I mean, shit, we've like been like we know each other. The other guys were spread across the United States, so it's
right.
like we're actually like close, like an hour and a half away at the least. So I mean, we stuck with it. Have we told the title pending story? Like,
No, we haven't.
I guess where me and you like originally met.
We met at a factory job that we had,
Candy
and
factory, gummy factory to be exact. So, I mean, nothing could be sweeter than us meeting
right.
Trevor. Nothing could be sweeter than our memories together out there. I think the
Ironically, that was not a sweet job.
I think I
I
think
hate
the
making that joke, but it.
I think the one thing that really brought us closer together, especially as friends, was after you remember that one lady, and I'm not sure if I can essentially really talk about it, but I'm not going to use names because honestly I don't remember her at all. But she stuck her hand in the hot water and she
Oh,
tried to blame you for it. I think that essentially because I was like, oh, now I know who this kid is, and then I think I went to the break room that day and you were talking about I can't remember what game just came out and you were talking about it. I was like, I just bought that game.
that's a cool kid.
I was like, I just bought that game. I like stuck my hand on the table. I just bought that game. So I mean that's essentially where we met, and then we eventually.
No, we met before that. That was actually later on. But no, okay, yeah. Talking about that one lady. The thing was, I had made sure because we were doing it was a cleaning night. And I had specifically told everybody. I was like,
Literally
hey,
everyone.
I'm going to go fill up the hot water in this giant wheeled like water
It,
water
yeah,
bucket. And I was like, hey, this is really hot. I did not put any cold water into it. Be careful.
you
And
can
I
see the
made
steam rising off of it. Like, come on.
yeah, there was steam off of it. Like there was steam off of it. There were signs posted all over saying water may be above like 180
Yeah,
degrees.
literally the first thing they tell you in orientation too is we use really really hot water out here, so do not burn yourselves. I remember because I
Right.
had to go up to due to the fact that I had the radio blah blah blah. I actually had to go up to the supervisor's office for that and talk to them about the whole situation. And they're like, "Well, what do you think?" And I was like, "I honestly don't think Trevor should be held accountable. As it's common sense. You can see steam
Yeah.
rising off of it. The first thing I do when I see water with steam on it isn't Oh, hey, yeah, it's hot. My hand is obviously scalded.
My skin is melting off. I'm holding up a bone.
Yeah, like no, like it's first thing you do is you either you stay the fuck away from it, or you put your hand over it, like, oh, okay, there's heat, it's warm.
Yeah. And the thing was, like, I was like, are she was like, oh, it hurts and all this. I'm like, and I was part of like the bloodborne pathogen, like the medical team, the safety team or whatever. I was like, all right, let's get some cold water ran on it.
Slap some butter on it. Fucking.
Let's let's do what we can. And she's dumb as a box of rocks because, like, she even says, "Do you think I need like a bandage or something to go over?" I'm like,
You want to seal the heat in? Like...
yes, yes, let's put a bandage on it.
We should honestly
But
start. We should honestly start like a segment, like Candy Factory stories from hell. And like,
oh no, like I blocked a lot of that out of my memory. It's just the stupidity of this lady cannot be forgotten.
I forgot
But
nothing of that place.
but no, like she was cool about it, and they had to fill out an accident report and everything. And it was funny because she was like, it's not his fault. I should have been paying more attention, all this and all that. And then when they had to do the follow up, which was like a day or two afterwards, she tried getting me fired. She was like,
I've had to go to the doctor now, and
yeah, like she's like, doctor this, doctor that.
Did she try to get you to pay her medical bills too? Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
I thought she said something. No, maybe she was trying to get the factory to pay for her medical bills. I can't remember, but she was pissed off that she had to pay for them.
She tried. Oh my god, she tried getting me fired, and she tried blaming me for the whole incident. And literally every single person there was like, "Are no, like,
Are you dumb?
yeah, no." They like everyone was backing me up on this because everyone says, "Yeah, no, he let everybody know." That's just her being stupid.
I
And
mean,
then what? She ended up quitting.
no, she got fired. Like,
Oh, that yeah, she got fired because she kept trying to start shit.
do you
Like,
want to know the real reason she got fired? I'm not sure if I can actually tell the real reason she got fired.
well, we're not using names and we're not using companies, so I
Oh,
don't see why not.
valid point. She was caught with her. Okay, so you know how there's railings and stuff, and you can sit on it. She was caught with like her leg on the candy, and she kept. We kept saying, "Hey, you have to move your leg. We keep, throwing away the product because your leg is contaminating it." And she didn't listen, so they were
Her
like,
leg?
yeah, because they kept hitting like the scale, and it kept like getting all up inside the candy. So I think we had 2 holds that day because of her, like 2 like overnight holds.
Her leg though, because we can't, we didn't wear shorts. We wore pants, and that was
That's
never
what I
an
meant by
issue.
leg. That's what I meant by leg. She was a temp, so they were bringing in outside clothes to
No,
wear.
I know that, but I mean,
Hence is still an issue.
that just
I go outside and stick my knee and poop, and
it's
my
a
knee touches
it's a
the scale.
uniform.
It,
It's a uniform though. Like the thing was, like, we've had worse situations where, like, say uh the conveyor belts would get clogged up, or um
yeah.
the lines 19 and 20 would get clogged up, and so we'd have to like reach in there and like,
Yeah, but see, that's I don't know. I think they were just looking for a reason to get rid of her at that point. That was the main factor. I've seen people get rid of, because hey, you're not wearing a hairnet correctly. You're letting
well, yeah,
hair
but
out.
that's just that's just
Stupidity.
that's just like health, and like that's kind of required.
But anyways, onto the story of title pending. So we played video games for a few years after that. I think originally it was on the Xbox 360, and then we switched over to the
Hmm.
PS3. And then I went out. I was like, oh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna get a PS4 and Xbox One. You're like, dude, wait a week and I could buy it. And I was like, okay. That
No,
night I
no,
went
no,
out.
no, no. You had already gotten a PS4, and you're like, yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I don't have a PS4. You mean Xbox One?
No, you did have one.
No, I've never had a PS4.
Oh,
It was the Xbox One because I went out and I
then
bought
one
it.
of your friends. No, 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 no. Because it was one of your friends. It was either you or one of your friends that had it, and you were like, "Yeah, I got like games. Like you got Infamous."
That was for the
Uh,
PS3.
No.
Yes, it was. I've
S-
never owned a game for the PS4. I
Second
I
Son?
I had played it. I had
Yeah,
played
okay,
it, and
okay,
I was
then
like,
yes,
I'm
that
gonna
one.
get it because of that game. And then I was talking about it, and then like the next day I come to work, I'm like, hey, I got an Xbox One last night. And you're just like, what the fuck? Like you were supposed to wait. I was like, I couldn't. I went to Walmart. They didn't have any PS4s. I got an Xbox One, and it's a good
That
thing I
one.
didn't wait because there was like a 2 month wait until the Walmart in town got a PS4. I'm not driving up to Des Moines for a PS4.
And that was a terrible, terrible week for me too, because like we both agreed. Okay, okay, just so you guys know, this motherfucker, fuck
I'm
this guy.
awesome.
We
Hey.
both no, fuck that. We both agreed that when we were gonna both work entire week of overtime.
Which would have been
Now
a
this
total
is
of like
12-hour days, 6 days a week
yeah.
at a fucking factory, which is probably one of the worst things you
And it
could
was
do. We
in
were
like
both like,
June and July, so it was like hotter than a testicle. It
yeah,
was hot out there.
yeah. So
Hotter than a
this is
testicle.
how it went down. We both agreed, yeah, you just want to do a week of overtime, just volunteer for everything, and it was a weekly pay period, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like every other week. We got paid every week, so I was like, at the end of this week, it's gonna be fucking sweet. So I started doing it. I did the first night, the second night, and you bailed on the third. Like you practically bailed on all of the other nights. So I sat there, did an entire week of overtime,
I
did a fucking Saturday,
I skipped
and
the
literally
Saturday.
by the end of that week, I was fucking dead. Like I was sick. Like I looked like fucking death incarnate because this motherfucker convinced me to do it.
And then when
I
you'd
got
get
an Xbox, but
and then when you'd get off work, I'd like text you and be like, "Hey, get on the PS3." You're like, "I'm tired." I'm like, "I don't give a fuck. Get on the PS3. We're playing." Like,
oh no, fuck that. I
I
was
I have got to use the restroom, so we'll edit this part out.
Alright.
Or we'll like put like intermission or some stupid shit. But I'll be right back.
All right.
But no, anyway, so after that week of overtime that you vigorously pumped through like a champ, you did get an Xbox One, and that's where we had met, all the guys who were originally going to be a part of this. And then we were sitting there one day and we decided, let's do a podcast. And I think we were throwing some damn good names around. Like there were some good names, and I think at that point I was just like, I'm gonna put title pending down just for now, just title pending at this
Until we
point.
can figure it
Yeah,
out.
and then like we all sat there and we're like,
That's kind of
actually,
clever.
we do like that. So we stuck with that. And there was we were gonna do it over Skype, and it was gonna work. Like we had everything set up and everything, but
Yeah, we had group chat. We had the whole group chat and everything,
it
and
just I think it
we
after
just all kind of just.
we separated, and it wasn't like like a fuck you kind of thing. It was just like like it just disappeared. Like I think I stopped playing Xbox for like 3 months for some reason.
I know what reason that is, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and it was a group of guys that we regularly played with. Got to be really really good friends with these guys. Unfortunately, it just happened where we kind of
Well,
just drifted apart, and I think it was all because of destiny. Like that's how we all got together. We got like we all got together because of
it wasn't
not
was
because of that, but like that was
that
our
was
main
that.
thing. That's what we did all the time. And
Hmm.
then I kind of got I just got burnt out on it.
Yeah.
And then like I would get on to regularly play with these guys, and then they started playing with other people and just kind of left me to the wayside. And I don't
That
know.
they had a lot more time to play than we did, and the play times were like different. Like they had like 10 hours here, and we only could come in, for 10 hours here, and that overlapped like 3 hours.
Hmm.
They were with a good fire team at that point, so yeah, we kind of drifted apart. I mean, I'd still, if they like invited me to a party or anything, I would definitely still join, but
Oh yeah.
we just aren't, I guess, as close anymore. Plus, a few of them actually got some pretty like I guess legit jobs and had to leave for quite some time.
Yeah.
But
Um.
anyways, going on, then how long was it before we decided to kind of spark it up again? It was like 2 years at least.
Jeez. Yeah. No, it was a long time because it just there was Man, a lot of stuff happens in that time, so
Yeah,
it
now
just
you're like, oh shit, like a lot has happened
yeah.
since we discussed the first day of title pending, and then I streamed for a little while, stopped, streamed, stopped, streamed, and I think when I started streaming like constantly again, like this last time, uh, we were on Xbox Live, and you were just like, what if we got the podcast back? And I was like, we never actually
Yeah,
recorded
let's
anything for
well,
it,
and one
so.
of the reasons being is because like I bought a podcast kit and everything, and like it was over $100 worth of stuff,
Speaking of which, I
and
still have that here. Like that is, I've got the
I know
box
we
and
need I need to
everything.
get that back from you so we can get that set up for a better
Yeah. And
setup.
and that is something that we eventually do plan on doing is getting a better
Right.
setup, but we kind of need and I don't want to sound like a dick, but we do need viewer backing at this point because if it's something that we want to continue, we want to know
We
that
can do it
yeah,
on bare financials, but like
yeah,
we're working with what we have right now.
which
So,
is very slim.
right.
uh
Um,
but so there will be eventually a donation. I think we do have a donation page for
do we?
this. I think
We should probably post that up on Facebook or something. Just be like, hey, GoFundMe or
we
something like that.
we do have we have a PayPal account is what it is, and I can set that up to where we get donations from it. But it's I think it's just an account right now. I'd have to link it in the description and everything. But if you want
Yeah.
to, you can. You don't have to. We're not like breaking your thumbs to get the money. We are holding your parents ransom, so I mean, if you want them back, if you don't, you can pay us too. Like,
I
we
mean,
could.
I think they'd pay us just to have us keep their parents.
Yeah, hey, we have a live audience now. Boo! No, your
But
chair.
uh, actually, getting into another topic that I'm kind of excited for. The Division beta has been going on. The
Uh,
open beta.
uh,
Oh, come on. You're
I'm
excited.
sorry. I didn't like it. I'll be.
I love it. I love it. Like
And then again, I didn't get to
it's
run around with you because you guys are up in division, like you guys are up in the high up ranks, and I'm like down here at level 5 getting my
well,
ass kicked by myself.
if you host, then we can do it.
And why didn't I host the other night?
Because you're an idiot.
I didn't know. You should have said something.
I tried.
No,
Anyway,
no, you didn't. Because every time I asked the question like 6 times, and you're just all like, "Draven, where are you at?" I'm like, "God fucking damn it! Like, let me play."
well, to be fair though, I was getting shot at in the fucking dark zone.
Hey, you gotta pick your priorities.
Which, yeah, which by the way, if you are gonna play the division, here's the thing you need to know: it is you can go into it and play by yourself and maybe do decent, but that is heavily centralized around teamwork and
Mm.
being with a group. Because if you go into the dark zone by yourself, you are fucked.
Well, I think I did it. That's how I got up. I'm up to level like 6 now, I think. After like
Yeah,
3 or 4 hours.
you didn't go after people. You went after
Well, I
NPCs.
did both. I found a nice little stairway that they can't really see you at, and then they were all fighting on this open road, and I could just sit there with my like it wasn't a sniper, but I had a 4 times zoom on it, and I could just pick them off with my assault rifle, and just get XP that way. So like teams were going back and forth. I'm just like pick this guy off, pick this guy off. I mean, I never really got a kill, but hey, I got the experience for it.
Yeah.
But yes, it is very, very teamwork oriented, which
Yes.
part of me doesn't like games like that. For that kind of game, Tom Clancy's, that one, I do like it. But like with Call of Duty and Halo, with all these multiplayer games that are coming out, you have to have good multiplayer. Like you have to have all your friends playing. And I'm sorry, I don't
Well,
always
for go
play
ahead.
play with teammates. I like how we both like stroked out for a second,
I
like. Uh,
no. Yeah, you're right. There are some games that you can go into and play by yourself and be fine, but it's more enjoyable to uh, go into it with friends.
Speak for
Now, for a
yourself.
game to like
Just-
Division to be compared to Destiny, though, um, like it's getting compared to Destiny, but in my opinion, Division has such a better structure. Like as far as having a PVE, PvP style area, and it's not like Destiny to where they clearly break it up. Like with Division, it's almost seamless to how they transition all that.
I think Destiny's more for the casual player, someone who's
Oh yeah.
because the menus are so easy in Destiny and it's so easy to navigate. And when you first get into Tom Clancy, I'm not gonna lie, like you get into the menus. First thing that happened to me, at least, is it set everything in Spanish. So I knew enough chopped up Spanish to get to settings and like idiomas, language. Just like, hey, there we go. Like, so I'm like, I get in
That's
there and
incredible.
like everything's popping up on my screen in like Spanish. I'm like, fuck.
Okay.
I was just like, son of a bitch. And so I was like, I pressed start, and I was like, okay, there's the smaller bars at the bottom. I was like, one of these has got to be settings because they're not gonna make settings a big open one, like a big open drop menu. So I was like, it's usually the bottom right one, and I was correct. I was like, fuck, and then it like popped up and it said like a whole bunch of shit, and it said idioma. I was like, I know what that means. That means language. And so I clicked on it and it said Espanol. I was like, yeah, like, fuck. My first year of high school, the first year of Spanish in high school actually paid off a little bit, even though I failed that class with a 2%. Like,
Way to
outgoing.
achieve.
Okay, no, that was not my fault that I passed it with the
Are
two.
you sure?
I took a pen to the eye. Okay, that class was based off. Okay, that class was based off the finals, right? And so the day before, I'm in driver's ed, and I'm walking down the hallway, and there's some kids behind me, and I hear something. It's just whooshing through the air, and I turn, and as I'm turning, I take a pin to the eye. I'm like, fuck. And so my eye swells shut, and this one begins to tear up. I drive home on this, don't know how. Get to school the next day. I'm taking the test. There's tears all over my page. I look like I'm just in a wreck. I look like I'm crying over the test, but really my eye just hurts. I get up and there's like scribbles on the page. My teacher goes, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "I'd rather fucking fail the class at this point. I'm not gonna do this." So I went and I laid my head down on the desk and cried. So
Nice.
that's the story on how I failed Spanish.
Oh, okay. Quick Spanish story for me. One of the last days I had Spanish class my sophomore year, you know what I did?
What?
This is incredible. You're gonna like this. Uh, I shit you not. I convinced my Spanish teacher to let me bring like the thing was we had movie days where we could bring in a movie as long as it had a Spanish setting.
Yeah.
Like the audio was in Spanish. And I convinced my teacher to let me bring in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. And like the whole class was watching Advent Children in Spanish, and it was the most incredible thing.
I'm imagining like the popular kids going like, "Oh no, this is it. We're turning into weeaboos." Shit.
No, like actually, like a lot of people were surprised by it, and they liked it.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that was
Ow.
just kind of like a nerd, nerd victory.
Nerd out. Okay. Now that we're speaking about nerd victories, we had like homeroom kind of things or like seminars and whatnot. So we're sitting there and we talked to our homeroom teacher and we're like, listen, it's the last like week of the school year. Can we just like bring in a fucking TV, bring in an Xbox, play video games? And he's like, you know what? You guys usually play Magic during seminar. So like, okay, you know what? No, before you laugh at that, because like I know a lot of people are like, oh, Magic sucks. Magic's okay. Like I like Magic, but I wasn't
I'm
into
not making
Magic. I
I'm
was
not making fun of you because I got
no.
into it and it
I
was yeah, no,
I
it's cool.
wasn't into Magic. There was like three guys who played. I was like, fuck it, I got nothing else to do. So I'd sit there and be like, does this card work? And they're like, no, that's a rare card. I'm like, fuck, now you guys know what I got. Does this card work? And they're like, yeah, you can play that. I'm like, all right, fucking playing it, I guess. Fucking so that's how Magic went for me. Anyways, so we bring in this big fucking. It's like one of them. I got one here, but that's a projection screen. It's one of them big like backed TVs, a tube TV. We
Right?
bring in one of those. It's got really shitty like quality on it. And he brings in his Xbox 360, which is like got everything broken off of it, Sharpie on it and stuff, and like plugs it in. So we jerry rigged this fucking thing up, and we play Street Fighter. We played Street Fighter 4, I think it was, on
Nice.
360. So we sat there and just played that all day, and we're like, oh, 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 and like we played that for like a half hour straight. And all the cool kids are like, oh, that's so stupid. Why would you do that? It's like, cause we're having fucking fun. Like, go throw a football, douche. Like, I don't fucking. But that's.
Oh,
Anyways, go on.
no, you just reminded me. the probably one of the coolest things that happened was kind of going along with what you did. My junior year, it was like the last day of school,
Yeah.
and I remember this because like we were really excited about doing this computer class.
Yeah.
Um, because we were supposed to make commercials for these products, and basically just literally do like all this planning, like what vehicles we would use, locations, travel time, expenses, like everything like that. But we would make just kind of like a mock-up of something like that. But we had to make an actual commercial for a product.
Yeah.
And I really want you to pull this up, like that way, like you can show people.
I'll link it down in the description.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll get it up that way because if I do that, it's the chance
yeah,
of fucking with the audio and
yeah. No,
doing
it's gonna
that
get all
again.
fucked. But no, but we did the whole thing, and then the very last day of school is when like we would watch everybody's commercials and just like chill out and not do anything.
Yeah.
Well, instead of showing up for like really any classes, came into uh we came into school that day and we sat in the band room
Yeah.
and played original Xbox like Dead or Alive and like Halo.
Really.
Like yeah, just all day. It was amazing. It was so much fun. And then when my senior year, we had a choir competition and we had set up a couple Xboxes in the library and we're playing Halo there. Like
Damn.
it was cool because not only were we getting people from our school in there, we got people from like all the other schools coming in and chilling, and it was just like this really like growing group of people all standing around watching everyone play Halo on like this dinky little like split screen TV. It was probably one of the highlights of school that year.
Uh, we had a class that was kind of separated. It's more down near Arkansas and areas. It's called East. It was environmental and spatial tech. Anyways, I was in that class and we had to make a video. Can't remember exactly what the video was for, but one of my groups, one of the guys in my group, he just bought a capture card, which was one of the biggest things at the time. Like, get a capture card so you can record your gameplay. And so he's like, let's write a script, let's make a machinima. And so we're like, all right, let's try it out. At this point, I think I was just getting into Red versus Blue, like actually getting into it. So this would have been, I graduated. It would have been like 2010, 2009, 2010. So it had already been out for Machinima would have been like a growing steady pace at that point. And so we're making it. I was a character. I was the comic relief. My name was Bugs. Uh, yeah, it was great. I actually loved doing the voiceover for it and loved working with it and stuff. We actually when we were playing the game one day, someone's like, "You guys are just fucking around trying to play video games, aren't you?" And we're like, "Well, yeah, that and it's no one else. You're videotaping. You're making a fake music video off a song that's already out. We're being original." We actually did win an award for it for being the most creative video because everyone else had just used video and we had used means that they didn't think were possible uh, at the time. It was totally possible. I don't know why they didn't think it was possible, but we were the only ones who did it, so we won most creative out of like I want to say 39 schools. So it was kind of fucking cool. We never actually got an award, but our teacher showed us the plaque, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, like who's getting it? And I think we left it in the classroom. So yeah, but hey, I felt achieved. I was like, fuck yeah. But yeah, so that was I guess another great feat for nerds that day.
Nerd victory.
Woo! We should have a weekly nerd victory or like a bi-weekly nerd victory where people send in their nerd stories. We just give like a nerd victory out, just shout out.
Like a like a sub channel or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
just do a shout out for now and then eventually go somewhere with it. So
Um, actually, uh, speaking of getting into like weekly plans and stuff, what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to actually get on Twitch a lot more, start doing more streaming stuff like
yeah,
that. we'll put our channels
The
in the
description.
comment in the description down below. That way you guys can click on that, follow us. Unfortunately, I haven't streamed a lot lately.
Yeah, neither have I.
Um, which is why I really want to get into it. And again, the good way to get back into it is just jump into like that Halo
A
24-hour
24-hour thing.
stream. But
You were getting a phone call.
yeah, I know. I'm trying to ignore it. Um, but yeah, hopefully we can do that, and then that way we can all get together, and we'll post it up on Twitter, Facebook.
And it's to say you go to stream someday and I just don't want to stream, I'll basically I put your channel up on my channel because I know I've
Yeah,
got a hell of a ton more. No, not a hell of a ton. I've got like I think I had 112. I think I'm down to like 98 now because people are like, well, fuck this guy. He's not doing giveaways
yeah, I know I don't have anything, and that's something we're gonna try to do too is giveaways.
anymore. Oh yeah,
Like
no, definitely
like
giveaways. Once we
like
start
it's not gonna be like a regular thing, but once.
at this point, for like the first, I don't know, however long, our plan is to take whatever money we earn from this through advertisements, donations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We plan on taking that and putting it directly back into title pending, rather than put it spend it on ourselves or anything. We're just planning on putting it strictly into title pending because this is our baby. Like this is our child, and we want to see this thing grow tremendously. Uh,
Right. Basically, like we said in our like uh, debut announcement, I
oh
guess, or
God,
whatever.
that was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
that was a train wreck. But like we
This
said in
isn't.
that,
No, I'm
like
just.
any donations is going to be put towards us, like
Yeah.
our content to
Uh,
make it better for you guys. So we definitely appreciate
we will
anything that can help.
we will occasionally have long streams, like 24-hour streams, where all the donation and proceeds from that will actually go to charities. Or at least
Hmm.
I know I'm going to do that because that's just
Yep.
it's just a nice thing to do. I get if I start getting paid for what I love, uh, see if I'm doing what I love and I'm getting a little bit of money for it, that's okay. But if I'm making riches and riches and riches off of it, at that point I'm going to start donating. Just it's just a nice thing to do. I think one thing I'm gonna try to has Extra Life already happened this year? I think it
Yes.
yes. No,
No.
not
Wait.
2016. Happened back in
No.
2015. So when Extra Life does come around this year, I do plan on trying to attend with that with streaming
Hmm.
and trying to get a goal for that. So I do
Right,
plan on
and
doing that.
we'll list certain charities that we're kind of going towards. Honestly, a lot of it's probably going to be gaming charities anyway,
Lupus,
like gaming for kids,
lupus.
stuff like that. Honestly, I came across a charity which was super cool back in RTX last year, which was Operation Supply Drop, and that was pretty much like gaming and kind of stuff like that for veterans and stuff. And I'm
That's cool.
very much into
Yeah.
that and helping the troops and everything. So
Oh yeah.
um yeah, like we're gonna do stuff like that to hopefully get everything going. Um but when we'll keep you guys updated as much as we can on streams, stuff like that. Like I said, we're doing Halo within a month, probably less.
It'll probably be.
I'm
Were we planning next week? Next weekend?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I
So
work on the 27th, but we'll discuss that after this video. We'll plan a date to where maybe I could just come up and we'll play the whole day away. Because if you could
that's
plan
right.
two
Yeah.
weekends from now, I'm taking the whole first week of March off, so maybe we can do it
Okay.
sometime during then. So
Yeah. So we'll do that, and like I said, we'll keep you updated. Giveaways, donations, stuff like that. So
oh yeah,
I think it's a good time to stop.
yeah. I was gonna, we are running. I think we're
Yeah.
at the two and a
We
half hour
like.
mark.
Wait. What?
I don't know. I don't remember when we started. I set an alarm for 11:30.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we're setting on a long time, so uh but anyways, we'll probably cut that part out, where we're discussing on ending. But
Yeah.
I'll do a little
Yeah.
bit of video editing.
Cut down the ending.
Yeah,
But
so 3, 2, 1. Anyways, I think that's it from us. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like. If you disliked it, please go fuck yourself. Uh, thoroughly. No, if you didn't like it, don't watch us again. That's all we ask. If you don't like us, there's a reason
Yeah.
why. Post it in the comments below. If you loved us and there's a reason why, post it in the comments below. If you have a nerd victory, please post it in the comments below. I want to see
Yes.
these. Like, I'm excited. I think we should do like a weekly kind of shout out thing. Like, oh, here's put the comment
Boo
up, blah
boo
blah blah.
kitty fuck 6969.
I really want someone to come with that name and just be like, "You brought me here. Like, this is
My
what I'm
time
here
has
for.
come.
My time has come. Oh God." But
But
no. Anyways, drop those in there. If you have any ideas or anything,
yes,
if go
we want to hear from you guys.
yes,
We want to know what you guys want to see from us.
yes. Whether it
So
be a
hit
naked
that like.
gerbil running on a treadmill or something, I don't know. But
No.
why? Come on. Get with my fetishes, man. Come on, get with them.
Ew.
No, so anyways,
We're so cutting this out.
maybe.
No,
Anyways,
we're cutting it out.
so definitely just drop comments below on what you guys want to see, what you guys want to, we're here to entertain you, and that we kind of suck if we didn't have what entertains you the best. So just drop whatever you guys want to in below. Like, subscribe, share. Of course, the more viewers we get, the more professional it's going to look. We do plan on eventually doing something with the hideous background here. Just kind of, it's something that I threw together very, very quick, like on both streams. I'll
See,
probably spend the rest of the week fixing that up, like I said I would last time.
see, I know you were talking about you were working on like the little cartoon people of
Yeah,
us. Like I'm excited to see how that turns
I
out. I
could
saw your
actually.
guy, but you're working on mine right now.
Yes, yours is actually really difficult because originally what had happened is I have a friend who's really good at art. If you go to any of my pages, actually I think the title pending up above, which is just simple text, he actually did himself. But if you go to any of my other things, it literally says Navaku and it's got me like sitting in front of it and blah blah blah. He did all that art. He's an amazing artist. Uh, but he actually originally did like the plan for, and then I was like, now at this point I kind of want to make it into a GIF, and I want to learn how to do it myself. So I actually made him a little bit bigger and more pixelated for GIMP, and then I'm planning on basically adding you in there, blah blah blah. So anyways, yeah, I would show that, but I really don't want to screw with OBS right now. Yeah, we had a terrible time. So anyways, back to the original ending. Thank you for watching the video. If you like it, comment, subscribe, hit the like button, of course. That insinuates you like it. So
Yeah, let us know what you guys want to see.
yes,
We're super excited to keep doing this, and we, like he said before, we want to have you guys part of it. You know, you're gonna be what makes us better and out there. So
we aren't the
please let us know.
we aren't the only two of title pending. You guys are, if you subscribe to us, like us and stuff, you at that point become title pending because at this point it's not gonna be just us two. It's gonna be a whole fucking community, and that's what we want.
Right.
So become more like become involved, and it'll be great. And we really really hope to look forward to what this has in store. Like I'm excited for it. Like every time I
Yeah.
think about it, I get a little giddy. Uh, but anyways, like we said, comment below, do whatever you want below. We'll have all the Twitter pages, Facebook pages that you could possibly adore, our Twitch pages. Might have a donate page down there. Uh, Also, we'll have a video, I think. It was your commercial thing.
Oh yeah.
We'll attempt to
Yeah.
get that video down there, and we will post this up on Tuesday, the 23rd.
Mhm.
Yes, Tuesday the 23rd.
23rd, which is my birthday. So, I think you should subscribe and like and all that stuff for my birthday too. So,
It's his birthday, I guess. So, uh, I didn't get you anything.
Far
I,
Cry Primal will work.
yeah, because I'm not gonna be able to buy that for myself. Anyways, so yep, you guys have a great time, and it was Good podcasting for you.
Later, everybody.
See ya.